This is Pub Battles Waterloo by Command Post Games. Alright, let's set this bad boy up. First thing I do is I take the template I made and set it up like so. Then I take my British elite infantry and place them first. Then I back them up with artillery. Next I place the regular infantry. Then I add the militia. Finally, I add the cavalry, and Wellington and the command staff at Mount St. John. Okay, Napoleon, do your worst. We begin with Durland's 1st Corps. Next we have Riley's 2nd Corps, Lobau's 6th Corps, Napoleon and the Guard, Milhaud's Dragoons, and Kellerman's Cuirassiers. And now we're ready to begin turn 1 of a 7-turn game. Milhaud's 4th Corps, hold. Lobau's 6th Corps, 1st Corps, Picton. Buell's 4th Corps Prussians come on. They're on the reserve card, so all that I place on the board is the HQ. British 2nd Corps holds. Uxbridge and the cavalry hold. Kellerman's Cuirassiers hold. French 2nd Corps. Turn 1, combat. Now we see some devastating losses in combat from the British. Here are the glorious dead over here. Turn 2, British 1st Corps. Okay, I forgot to add the British supply wagons. Here they've been put on, and 1st Corps has already unpacked their bag. Kellerman's Cuirassiers are drawn. Riley's 2nd Corps. Riley moves his bags forward and unpacks them. The Prussian 1st Corps with Blucher and Zieten arrives. Clinton holds. Picton is drawn. The Guard is drawn. French 1st Corps. Lobau's 6th Corps. The 4th Cavalry Corps, and the Prussian 4th. So here in the second turn, prior to combat, you'll see that the British, unpacking their bags now and recovering all these spent units, has kind of stopped the French assault on the left side. Riley is pushing with Jerome's division in the center, and the Guard Lancers are charging the disrupted Kielmansegge division. The British lose another elite as Clinton's men goes down. Kielmansegge decimated troops are destroyed by the Guard Lancers. At the end of turn 2, the British left and center are beginning to crumble, though the right is holding strong. Fortunately, turn 3 sees Prussian 2nd Corps under Perch arrive. 1st Corps is drawn. The Prussian 2nd Corps is drawn. The Guard is drawn. At this point, Napoleon decides to have the Guard Corps take on the entire Prussian army. The British 2nd Corps. British 2nd Corps reforms on Mount St. Jean with their artillery. Cuirassiers are drawn, but you'll notice there are no spent British troops. Nothing for the cavalry to prey upon. They hold. Picton is drawn. Uxbridge is drawn, British cavalry, and they charge for glory, attacking the blown Lancers. They take advantage of the charge rule and resolve combat right now. The Guard Lancers are destroyed. Milhaud's Dragoons hold. Now the 4th Corps is drawn. That's what they do. French 2nd Corps is drawn. Prussian 1st Corps is drawn. The British 1st Corps under the Prince of Orange is drawn. And the French 6th Corps is drawn. Alright, here we are, combat turn 3. And here's the Hussars simply right away. Alright, at the end of turn 3, what looks like the French attack is kind of pretty much stalled. But the British have suffered 5 infantry losses, 5 blocks. One more block and the British army is broke. So now it gets very tense and desperate. And this is actually what I like about the baggage train rule. Because they were tough, the British were tough here because they unpacked their bags. But now they need to defend those bags or they lose, and the French are breaking through. The loss of Perponker's division versus Jerome really hurt, really hurt. Turn 4. As worrisome as the Prussians are, being this close to breaking the British army, French are just going to try and play rope-a-dope with them and not let them overrun them. French 1st Corps. French 2nd Corps. All the French corps going first is not really good because this means the British can simply fall back when they're drawn. 2nd Corps is drawn, and the French 2nd Corps, elements of Jerome's division have contacted the British bags. And the British have no charge-capable units within range. This is the last turn of the game. Alright. The Guard is drawn. 4th Corps is drawn, advances forward. French 4th Cavalry. Milhaud moves the 4th Cavalry up to guard the French baggage because he fears that the British that are trapped here could run around and contact the bags. Sack the French bags. First Corps. Prussian cav assists the British. Alright, I'm not going to bother to bring the rest of those on because it won't matter. Now the French Reserve Corps is drawn. Picton's troops. They move out of that death trap. Back up from that death trap. Alright, Lobau's Lancers, or actually Hussars. No, they're Lancers. Will rally, but they're not going to attack. This is all swamp, so they can't get there. But Janine can. First Corps. This has been contacted. What they can do is pack up their bags. They pack them up. They move them. What that means is that the bags didn't get sacked, but they got packed up. Rather than British losses counting triple, they only count double. Probably not going to help, but they can do that, and they do. The inexperienced Dutch cav charges the flank of the Prussians. Birch's Second Corps moves up to about there, and Kellerman's Third Corps moves up and occupies the High Saint just because they can. Combat. Lobau's troops are driven back into the swamp. The British drive the French back, destroying a block. Prussian cavalry are pushed back into the Prussian First Corps column. In a stunning upset, the Guard heavy cav are driven back. The British have packed up their bags, so the game ends on turn 4. All you can say at this point is the British have been forced back. It would be an interesting discussion to have in the pub or wherever you're playing the game at. People are certainly invited to discuss what do they think really would have happened. If this had happened, what would have been the results? Hey, if you like this, like and subscribe. Thank you.